Television Network.
PRO7 Action Files. Mga panghitabong naglambikit sa katawan, ihatagan ng aksyon o kasulbaran sa kapulisan. PRO7 Action Files. Base sa talaan sa Police Regional Office 7, makakatuloy padayong gisubay at taganong katinawan, pinaagid ng maong tulumanon. PRO7 Action Files. Abang kaninyo sa Police Regional Office 7 o NTV CCTN. PRO7 Action Files.
May hapon kinatong tanan, kumusta? Welcome sa atong programa, ang PRO7 Action Files. Kini gihapon yung ubos nga alagad Dennis Rigner Tabar. Mao'y makig-uban kaninyo hangtod ta sa alas 3 karong hapuna. Unya karong hapuna may gala special ni kay ako ang partner nining ato ang programa, no, ako nga co-part, akong co-host nako nga nas atubangan, murag dili makig-partner nako, no, kay matud pa niya one-on-one kuno tungod sa amo ang nindot kayo nga guest namo karon. Unya dugay mi nagka-partner ani niya for how many years na, no? Mga almost pila 4 years, 5 years.
Wow.
No, 5 years na mi nag-partner aning ma'am, no, sa ato ang program. Actually program to sa PRO7, no. Ang PRO7 Action File. So mga almost 15 years na po ni nga program. Ni ato ang programa. Pero kini nga to ang episode karon nindot ni importante ni tungod kay nga to ang bisita, siya maoy hippie, no, chief sa Regional Community Affairs Development Division. Actually mao ni siya chief ni Ma'am ni Lieutenant Colonel Maria Aurora Lagari Rayos, no. siya maoy to ang partner, pero ang iyang hippie karon, ang iyang chief, iyang hippie mo ato ang bisita, no. Way lain kundi si Colonel Kimberly Mulitas. Ma'am, magandang hapon.
Magandang hapon, Dennis, at sa lahat ng ating mga taga-subaybay, magandang hapon po. Una sa lahat, maraming salamat for the partnership with the Police Regional 7 for almost 15 years.
Yes.
And sa aming PIO, si Aurora for almost 5 years. Maraming salamat sa suporta sa Pro 7.
Yes. Actually, programa to nung matagal na itong program, no? Libre to.
Yes,
na walang-wala itong bayad sa aming station. Kasi yung may-ari dito, supported talaga sa
Obviously,
PNP.
makapulis po, no?
Oh, din. So kung sino man yung hippie ng ARCAD or assistant, siya yung magko-anchor po
Yes,
dito. So
opo,
ito si
maraming salamat.
Lieutenant Colonel Rayos. So matagal na kami nagka-partner dito kasi hindi na nalipat ng ibang mga kuan, kasi kahit sino yung mga RD, palaging lagay ito sa PIO, hindi sa ARCAD kasi daldal ba? Okay. So actually Tagalog si Ma'am Mulitas, no? Tagalog siya. Pero hindi makaintindi ka ba ng Bisaya, ma'am?
Gamay lang.
Kunti. Gamay lang, yeah, gamay lang.
Konti
Actually,
lang,
kaya ako mo guning gi-research si ma'am sa akong gi-background. Gikan siya sa Sambuanga, no?
Yes.
Ya kibaw na mo sa Sambuanga. I think na Bisaya dito. Na Sagol.
Chabacano.
Pero nasa yung mga Bisaya siguro.
Yes. It's a mix. It's a
Mix,
mix.
no?
It's
Mix.
a mix.
So,
meron din kami mga Bisaya, meron din kami Chabacano, Tausog. So talagang it's a very vibrant city. Kasi kompleto na siya. Meron kami, it's multicultural.
yeah,
so,
that's why natanaw makaintindi ka gamay.
Yes,
Kunti, no?
gamay
Gamay lang.
Oo.
Sino ba talaga si Colonel Mulitas para sa mga viewers natin na hindi nila, kasi masabi lang, maganda to si, yung maganda yun, di ba?
Salamat po. Ano po maayong hapon?
Maayong hapon.
Sa inyong tanan? Yes, ako po yung bagong regional chief ng Community Affairs and Development Division, nasabi niyo nga po kanina, at bago po dito, ako po yung dating City Director ng Zamboanga City Police Office. Ako ang kauna-unahang babae na napagbigyan at napili para maging City Director doon. And that is my first assignment sa Mindanao. Full assignment. Bago yon, naging regional chief ako ng Highway Patrol Group. Nung panahon na yon ang ating regional director, siya naman yung provincial director ng Pangasinan. So we both trained with HPG. Rider siya. Ako hindi graduate. Siya graduate.
Wala kayong...
Opo, so hanggang scooter lang po yung yung natapos ko. But before that, I was also the spokesperson of the National Capital Region Police Office. I worked with CIDG and some of the best...
NCR.
Yes, NCR. I was deputy spokesperson also for the PNP for a while. And I work with the best chief PNPs, no, na nakapag-serve po tayo mula kay General Barsosa, Bacalso, Bato de la Rosa, Albayalde, and nakatrabaho ko rin po si Sir Carlos, of course, and the other chief PNPs, si Sir Acorda, si Sir Azurin, as I was working with Malacanang sa liaison office for the Office of the President. Kami yung nag-aayos ng mga promotion ng third level officers natin. And then after Zamboanga City Police Office, I was lucky to receive an order to be reassigned here sa Region 7 as and now designated as the R5, tatawag namin sa PNP, no, of the regional director, si Sir Maranan. So it was quite a journey for me.
Okay. Colonel Mulitas is graduated sa PNP.
Yes, I'm a graduate of the Philippine National Police Academy, class of 2000.
Class of 2000.
Yes, so marami kami sa buong Pilipinas. As of now, kami pa yata pa rin yung may hawak ng record ng pinakamaraming provincial directors at city directors sa buong Pilipinas, yung class 2000, Magilas class of 2000.
Ilang taon ka sa Zamboanga as
Over
city
a year.
director? Over a year.
Yes, over a year.
Pero before that, nakapunta ka ng UN mission. di ba?
Yes, nakapag-serve ako sa United Nations noong 2011-2012 before, and then when I came back, I've served with CIDG under the leadership of Attorney Samuel Pagdilaw naman. So, back and forth, I traveled abroad because of my education. I did my master's in transnational crimes in Australia, and then I did my Fulbright year sa US as a Hubert Humphrey Fellow at the University of Minnesota, and some other trainings abroad. So yun po yung naging buhay ko. I was blessed and lucky enough. The last time I traveled is for my executive education at the Harvard. So ang inaral natin dyan is yung digital transformation in government, which is now being applied sa gobyerno natin in all the agencies. We try to provide service via social media platforms and the services of government provided via social media then or online. So yun naman yung aking inaral. All related to policies and of course kung paano tayo may improve pa sa ating services sa Philippine National Police bilang policy makers, policy decision makers, because I serve the third level, yung mga boss natin, decision makers natin, we support and help and provide at least assistance on how our policies should be made in the PNP.
Actually, kung para sa to ang mga viewers diri sa PRO7, once nga ma-UN mission ka, no? Dili na basta-basta, no? Doon na nay kanabang screening, mga exam before ka matanggap, no? As punta sa UN mission, di ba?
Yes, po.
So, talagang exceptional yung talent mo at saka yung mga kanabang bright juga, no? Kinahanglan na kay kamao ka. Di ba, ma'am? Dami mga screening, di man tanan, no, dili tanan nga mga PNP or mga PNP officers nga maka-appeal niya ng mao nga maka-adtuan ng UN mission.
Yes, napakahirap, stringent yung screening because we follow the international standard for the United Nations peacekeeping mission across the world, and one of the very beautiful things about the UN system is that we work with different countries around the world. So during my time sa Haiti, I work with 59 countries. I work with the Brazilian battalion. Napakarami, magkakaiba ng kultura, paniniwala, kulay, practice, culture, bias, everything. So talagang kailangan maintindihan mo kung paano ka makikisalamuha, kung paano ka makikipag-usap. May mga bagay na normal at simple sa atin, pero sa ibang nasyon, iba naman yung pagkakaintindi nila. So it really comes with a lot of education and understanding of culture. And dito sa PNP, dito sa atin, pareho lang nung napunta ako ng Zamboanga, and even si Camp Crame, no? lahat
So
naman
malaking
tayo
tulong yung
magkakaiba
na-assign.
yung-
O di ba? Malaking
Yes.
tulong yung pagka-assign mo sa UN.
Yes, oo. It's part of learning kasi I went there, I was still a captain and now I'm a full colonel. So marami akong natututunan across my travels abroad with other countries, speaking and also as representing our country and our organization.
Yung schooling mo sa ibang country like sa US o ano, at sa Australia, ano ba yun? Grant ba yun sa PNP or talagang in-applyan mo?
I applied for it. It's an
Applied.
individual application and I'm very thankful that during that time I was allowed by the chief PNPs to go abroad and study. But ang kagandahan naman nun, yung mga training ko is all related to law enforcement and policy making also. So like yung sa masters ko sa Australia, it's about transnational crime prevention during that time in 2008 and 2009. Hindi pa naman napag-uusapan yun sa bansa natin. That was during the incumbency of President GMA, to whom I served also. Nag-serve po ako doon sa Presidential Protection Unit. So, she started the conversation on transnational issues and I was lucky that I was already somehow
Idea.
educated and I understood already yung transnational issues natin. I believe I'm one of the first few who studied cybercrime nung una pa na hindi naman uso pa yung cybercrime dito sa atin, yung ating border issues, border control. So I had a good in-depth understanding dun sa ating border issues with our countries, ASEAN region and worldwide. Especially when I was assigned with the Anti-Illegal Drugs Drug Enforcement Unit where I served for almost 4 years. Marami tayong natutunan, kaya marami rin tayong madaling naintindihan nung panahon ng ating kampanya against illegal drugs. And it's really something that we should be proud of sa Philippine National Police dahil patuloy yung pagpapalaganap at pagpapalakas ng PNP sa trabaho natin sa illegal drugs. And I believe that here in Region 7, isa rin yan sa magandang proyekto na tinututukan ng ating regional director. He makes sure that we have focused targets sa campaign natin sa illegal drugs, especially that we're surrounded with water. Yan kasi ang isang pinakamalaking challenge natin pagdating sa illegal drugs. Our borders are very porous and very wide, and we are trying, of course, in the Philippine National Police, and I believe the whole country and the government is trying to come up with support to the PNP para makatulong sa ating kampanya against illegal drugs.
Okay. Bago ang ating PNP chief, no? Si kilala mo 'yan? O
Yes.
kilala ka niya?
Of course.
General Torre.
Opo.
No?
Nagkataon po na nung mga kagagraduate pa lang po namin, si
Oo.
Sir Torre, now our Chief PNP, was already in Quezon City Police District as the operations officer. D3 po ang tawag namin noon. Kami naman, mga lieutenant, mga PCP commander kami noon. Kami yung pinaka-lowest.
Lowest mammal.
Yes, kami yung lowest mammal. Kami yung foot patrollers nung panahon. Well, that was back in 2000. So, totally different with our template ngayon.
Okay.
Pero nabanggit niya po kasi yun na yung siguro yung PCP natin, di na natin kailangan, sabi niya. So, nung 2000, yun yung pinakakailangan. 25 years later, hindi na siya kailangan. So, nagbabago po talaga yung dynamics ng law enforcement natin. During that time, he was one of the most active na D3. Kasi nga napakagaling po niya pagdating sa operations. Maglatag ng tao, maglatag ng operation.
So,
And-
anong pagkakilala mo kay General Torre?
very hardworking and very thorough pagdating sa operational plans. Yan ang kanyang forte. Lumaki ako na nakita ko yan sa kanya. Nakita ko siyang maging district level, regional level, policy, hanggang sa maging third level po siya, hanggang naging COMEL, hanggang naging district director and region 11, and now chief PNP. In fact, before I left for Zamboanga City, naturuan niya ako kung paano gawin yung 3 minutes response time sa Quezon City Police
Isa
District.
din yun sa mga sinabi niya, di ba?
Yes, he was the district director nung na-appoint po ako bilang city director naman ng Zamboanga. So, when I arrived in Zamboanga, natapos siyang Quezon City Police District Director, napunta naman siya sa COMEL namin, doon sa communications, kung saan yun yung tinuro naman niya. So, I already had an advanced
Idea.
idea of his ideals. So, para sa akin, hindi bago nung umupo na siya at sinabi niya yung first is response time. Sabi ko, talagang yung naaral niya at natutunan niya for the past years in his career, nakita niya yung weakness natin, yun din yung program niya ngayon, which is hindi naman siya bago, in fact.
Yung pagkaturo ni President Bongbong Marcos sa kanya sa good choice o para sa iyo?
Well, I believe to me we leave it to the wisdom of the president on
But
whom
choosing-
he choose.
Oh.
Sa amin naman in the PNP, every one-star general is already qualified to become the chief PNP. And needless to say, the chief PNP position is a position of trust and confidence of the President of the Philippines. So if you are selected and chosen by the President, it means that you enjoy the trust and the confidence of Code One, our Commander-in-Chief. So, ang maganda, dahil ikaw ang napili, you take it upon yourself to do the job. You are given the trust and confidence.
Sa tingin niyo,
of
reward or
Commander-in-Chief.
base sa merit?
I believe it's both because I have been exposed to the national government. Every position for every term of the president has to have the trust and confidence of the president. So that's a plus already for General Torre sa aming Chief PNP. Pangalawa, equally, he is also equally capable of becoming the Chief PNP. Alam niyo po sa naging trabaho ko bilang liaison office of the PNP to the Office of the President, ang hirap pong magpa-promote to one-star general. It requires years and years of experience, and the requirement for trainings and qualification takes a lot of steps bago ka maging isang one-star general. Kaya nga po sa policy ng PNP, if you become a one-star, you're qualified to become a chief PNP already because it is incumbent that if you become one-star, you already have the qualification to serve if you are called upon by the President of the Philippines to become a four-star general. And historically in our organization, hindi naman first si Sir Torre na may
One-star,
lumampas, may
Like
lumampas
Ping
na class
Lacson,
because Sir Lacson was
Sir Bato de la Rosa,
yes,
no?
that was 5 years gap from class 70 to 76 si Sir
Sabi nga
Lacson.
nila, maraming nasagasaan ng mga
Opo.
senior officers. Pero
Yes, sir.
kay Torre, siya ang first na PNP chief na galing talaga ng PNP.
Yes, that's also
PNP, di ba? Academy.
Opo. So ako naman bilang alumni ng Philippine National Police Academy is we celebrate and embrace his appointment because he is the first graduate ng aming institution bilang itinalagang Chief PNP, and we hope and we pray that all of us combined in the uniformed services, not just the PNP, support the program of the current Chief PNP.
Meron akong nakausap na isa ding retired general, no, na si Sir retired General Patrocinio Comendador, Patcom, no, sabi niya, sinasabi niya na maganda daw kang Torre dahil alam niya yung trabaho
Yes.
ng PNP kasi galing siya sa pinakababa
Opo.
na napunta na siya na anong mga na city
Yes.
director, provincial director. So talagang alam niya yung mga problema ng PNP. Like, hindi katulad ng ibang mga former PNP chief na hindi naman lang na-assign sa ibang mga lower units, no? Talagang punta talaga dun sa ibabaw na ba. So si Torre, sa pagkilala mo, kasi yung kung tatingin mo parang stricto ba? Di ba? Pero straight talaga, mayroon talagang isang salita ba?
Mission-oriented po kasi siya, borrowing the words of our former Chief PNP and now Senator Lacson. Sabi niya he's mission-oriented and decisive, which is very important for a decision maker like he is. So, ang trabaho naman kasi ng Chief PNP, hindi naman talaga from to the ground. Siya naman is managerial already.
Yeah.
His decisions would affect the policies even of the country towards public safety and security. So it's very important na ang isang Chief PNP ay decisive, yun nga po yung sabi ni Sir Lacson, and mission-oriented. Kung ano yung trabaho, ayun ang gagawin natin. And sa pakikisalamuha ko po sa kanya bilang junior officer, ganun po siya. That's why I described him as hardworking and very thorough siya with regards to documents and work. Dahil nakita ko naman po yun. Although I was not really assigned under his command, I've seen him and I've grown. Dahil mga senior ko naman po sila sa academy, maganda rin na natututo tayo sa mga senior officers natin at yung mga qualities na magaganda makuha natin, matutunan natin. And he's one of those very consistent. And meron pong isa din sa kanya, hindi po siya marunong mag-complain. Kung ano po ibigay sa kanyang trabaho niya, yun po yung gagalingan niya, gagawin niya. regardless kung if it's a key position or a support position in the PNP. Because we have two positions in the PNP.
Makita naman, hindi
Yes.
talaga siya magreklamo dahil yung utos sa kanya na kunin si Kibuloy. Mahirap yun na utos.
Mission-oriented,
Oh, di ba?
di ba?
Oh,
Opo.
pag former Duterte, siya naman. So, talagang
Mission-oriented.
Mission-oriented
Kung ano
talaga.
po ang task mo, kailangan magawa mo siya
Mm-mm.
at a specific given time, no? And sa tingin ko po sa kanya, kung ano yung mission na ibinigay sa kanya, he makes sure that thoroughly he will be able to do it.
isa sa mga sinabi niya, yung sabi niya na 8 oras lang, 8 hours lang yung duty ng pulis. So, galingan ninyo dahil
Yes.
hindi na 12 or 12 hours, 8 hours lang. No? So, na-apply na ba niya? Sabi niya doon sa Quezon City, in-apply na niya.
You see, there was a time in the National Capital Region, during the incumbency of my former boss, si General Espina, we were able to do that, yung 8 hours duty. But that was in 2011 and 2012, 2013. Sabi ko nga po, as time progresses, magkakaiba po yung dynamics ng ng trabaho namin. So, I believe with his experience, and magaling po kasi ang ating Chief PNP ng analytics pag narinig mo po yan, numbers and figures, he's able to really, even the hours, he is able to analyze yung number ng mobile patrol namin, anong oras, ilang tao, ganun ang analysis niya. Very analytic si Chief PNP. So he's able to, I believe in his mind, is able to look at this situation, the numbers of police now, ilan yung assets namin, anong kaya namin gawin, the need, kung ano yung pangangailangan ng panahon na ito. That's why he is saying na kaya yung 8 hours.
So,
And
dito sa PRO7, makaya ba 8 hours ating mga pulis? Considering sa kulang tayo ng mga...
Depende po. Because kasama din naman po dun sa binanggit ng ating Chief PNP, sabi po niya, whichever is adaptable to your area of responsibility. So, aralin yun ng maigi. The possibility of considering the 8 hours is on the table. So, yun po yung sinasabi niya na aralin natin kung paano, dahil kung kaya naman, gagawin natin. Kung hindi kaya, and then he will support kung paano para ma-achieve natin yung 8 hours for our police. He is also right on the fact that he said that it will be more effective kung 8 hours, pero gising lahat ng police natin. Tama din naman po. Because in normal hours, if you work 12, 16 hours,
So, wala na.
hindi ka po ganun kalakas
Correct.
Kung yung tatakbo ka ng 1 kilometer siguro for 30 seconds, hindi mo na magagawa yun kung hindi ka makapagpahinga ng maayos. So, tama po yung analysis niya na if kung ang police natin 8 hours magtatrabaho, pero active ka, gising ka,
So, effective.
effective siya, magiging effective po siya for any person would,
Correct.
any normal working person.
Actually, yung 8 hours duty dito sa kainumdum ko, this Mandawi, no? Panahon ni Sir Gilyamak, retired General Gilyamak. In-apply niya, siya yung city director. 8 hours din, no? 8 hours
Yes,
ang
opo.
duty ng mga pulis. Yun din ang reason niya na
Yes.
talagang gising ka.
Tama po.
Oo.
Tama po yun.
Yung 3 minutes response, saman, makukuha ba natin yan?
Opo. Actually, just to be fair with our regional director, si Sir Maranan, he was the Quezon City Police District Director. Tagapagmana siya ni Sir.
So, alam niya.
After si Sir tapos QCPD, si Sir Maranan po ang pumalit. So, alam po ni Sir Maranan yung system ng 3 minutes response time, to which when he took his post here as the regional director, in fact, I believe he already implemented it. So, it's actually being practiced here in Region 7 already. Ginagawa na po yan ngayon dito. Hindi lang siya nakapangalan na 3 minutes response time. Pero ang gusto po niya is yung police presence nandyan talaga. In fact, there is this one button, the emergency button.
Yes, yung
Yes,
emergency.
sir. Na ang sabi po ng ating Chief PNP, ayoko po na nasa outpost kami, gusto ko po nasa telepono na ninyo kami. Sabi po ni Chief PNP sa ating mga kababayan during his inaugural speech. And I believe he was talking about the emergency button. Because that is a program that he started in QCPD, which was in fact also adopted by Sir Maranan when he became QCPD and eventually...
Kayong mga drone, no?
Yes, opo. So, alam na po ng ating regional director yung kanyang programa. Kaya ginagawa na po natin ngayon yan dito sa Region 7.
Isa sa mga sinabi niya, yung paramihan na ma-arrested na mga drug personality. Yung pero buhay.
Nakadugtong po yun. At sabi po niya, paramihan din ng pag-file ng kaso.
Pag-file ng kaso.
Hindi po lang paramihan ng huli. Di
Oh.
po ba?
Pero sabi niya baka maabuso yun dahil yung pulis talagang kuha na lang ng kuha o ba, para makakomply o para makakuha ng kuta.
Opo. Well, to be fair, sir, kasi galing po ako sa anti-narcotics, no? Halos 4 na taon po ako dyan. Ang hirap pong gumawa ng kwento, no? Pag nakahuli ka ng drug personality. Kasi pag ginawa mo po yun, you have to have substantial evidence to be able to file and convince the court that that person is really a drug pusher or a drug user. You have to have enough evidence. Sa batas po, pagka nagbanggol po kami ng case, twice po ang punishment namin sa PNP. Hindi lang criminal, kundi administrative. Tanggal ka na sa trabaho, may kaso ka pa sa korte. So I strongly believe, and I said this when I was spokesperson of NCRPO, I really strongly believe that this generation of police officers at this time wouldn't follow illegal orders. I sincerely believe that because we also have a good mechanism on our complaints. Pagka po may nagkamaling pulis, bukas po ang pintuan ng PNP, the Internal Affairs Service, na mag-complain ang mga kapulisan natin, ay ang mga kababayan natin. We have social media where they can put their complaints and we acknowledge it and we see that. And nakikita evidently, for the many years, marami po tayong pulis din na nakasuhan. So I believe na yung sinabi po ni Sir Torre, kaya nga po dinugtong niya yon na manghuli kayo ng marami, pero may kasama yan na filing ng case, yan ang evidence na talagang tama yung hinuli ninyo. If not,
I think aside sa internal affairs, meron ding PLIB, di ba?
Yes, we
meron
have
ding
PLIB.
PLIB, meron ding NAPOLCOM.
yes, and we have the NAPOLCOM. And just to remind the public and our police officers, no, ang vice chairman natin ngayon, he's adept and he is very knowledgeable on our work sa PLIB. Kasi po, si Attorney Kalinisan was also a PLIB member when he was serving as sa Quezon City as a lawyer, and PLIB po siya talaga before he was appointed as
People's
a
Law
commissioner.
Enforcement Board.
Yes, as a commissioner of the NAPOLCOM. So he knows very well the yung grievance mechanism po ng PNP. So I believe that also the Chief PNC mentioned this during his inaugural speech na magiging katulong namin yung National Police
Yeah.
Commission
Narinig
to
ko
make sure
yan.
that we award but also we punish. We give rewards and due punishment to police officers who are performing and hearing also. Sa
Tama naman yung
organization.
sinabi ni General Torres sa inaugural speech niya na yung sa presscon, sabi niya, yung buhay ang ating nahuli, hindi patay. So, kung buhay, makapagsabi pa siya
Yes.
na inabuso siya.
Tama
So,
po.
meron makakuha din siya ng abogado, makakuha din. So, meron mga hindi naman to patay ang nahuli natin.
Yes.
Buhay to, di ba? So, tama naman. Pero, talagang kanang sabot na kinibang anti-drug yun ang drugs nga to ang kampanya pod no kay murag mao man ni ang nakita pod ito ang isa sa mga nakita sa ating mga Pilipino na murag parang pag after Duterte wala nang murag hard na campaign para sa anti-illegal drugs. So ano
Siguro po hindi
or
dahil
iba-iba lang yung style.
opo. Siguro I will put it this way po. Nung time po kasi ni President Duterte, he was the president, he's the commander-in-chief, and his trust during his presidency was safety and security. That was his trust. Other presidents would be economic growth, you know.
Yeah.
The current president is also on economic thrust. So yun po yung tinututukan niya. Nung panahon po ni President Duterte, kaya very evident and very obvious yung campaign namin is because it was his trust as the president. So parang napaka-obvious at yan yung natutukan ng ating media. But I'd like to say, to be fair with my organization po, the PNP has never
Stop.
laid low on our campaign against illegal drugs kasi we have facts and figures to show that. In fact, dito po sa region natin, for the past 4 months of the current regional director, kay Sir Marano, we already have made arrest over 3,000 individuals. So, yung arrest na yun in the last 4 months is substantial po yun. I think it's enough evidence that we are really focused on maintaining our gains against illegal drugs. Kasi kaya po yan pinapalakas natin and even now, consistently with the current Chief PNP is because nakita po natin na marami tayong cases na related with the use of drugs or the abuse of drugs. Rape, physical abuse, theft, pagnanakaw, robbery, minsan po it's all related to nakagamit
Yung mga
sila,
focus crime
bangag sila. Lagi pong may factor yung drugs. Yes. So kaya po natin tinututukan yan, but at the same time we're not also putting less effort on the 8 focus crimes that we have. So, balansin naman po yung ating
Saka yung
pagtataba.
flagship program natin sa
Yes,
PNP.
opo.
Di ba?
Yes.
Okay, sa itong pagbalik, marag sakto na to ato sa itong undangon tong enough na tong sa kang Chief PNP, no? At least na-explain ni ma'am kung unsay mga programa, no? Unsay mga padulngan ini. Then ang importante, kaila siya, no? Kilala niya si Torre kasi under niya si Chief PNP Torre before, di ba? So alam niya yung direction talaga. Sa atong pagbalik, ato nang isgutan ang iyang programa, no? Diha sa Arcad. Ano yung mga programs niya, ano mga plano niya, no? Yung kasi dating spokesman, no, dating spokesperson, alam niya yung mga community affairs, alam niya kung anong mga pasikot-sikot dito. So yung plano niya, no, internal, external, no, na plano niya para sa kanyang office ng Regional Community Affairs Development Division. Sa ating pagbabalik, please stand by.
PRO7 Action Files.
Discover the beauty of the Philippines. With Philippine Airlines, the country's flag carrier. The airline that lets you feel the warmth of the nation. Mabuhay!
Ma, wala na may data, ma. Palud, ma.
Sorry ma'am, na-late ko. Nangita pa mong gusto para internet sa kong anak, ma'am.
Ay, wala na yung problema. Pag sinisibo.
Sinisibo, sinisibo.
For your internet connection,
And for the signal of your cable TV.
so fast and straight, the transmission to your home.
Sinisibo.
Sinisibo, sinisibo.
Offers you to have fiber optics.
For your viewing experience, perfect and clear so fast.
So great and affordable for you to enjoy.
Cine Cebu Television Network Incorporated offers fiber to the home broadband internet bundled with fiber to the home cable TV connection. Cine Cebu Television Network Incorporated with its operation in Metro Cebu and the whole province of Cebu soon.
And affordable for you to enjoy.
Sinisibo.
PRO7 Action Files.
Okay, balik sa tuang programa, ang PRO7 Action File. Sama sa gihapon, may gala, na ang ato ang bisita, o ato ang guest karon mao si Colonel Kimberly Mulitas. So, Kimberly. Ano na yung pangalan? Kimberly. Ma'am, anong plano natin sa office? Arcad, yung mga plano mo?
Well, una sa lahat, ang plano naman lahat ng regional staff ay it's anchored on the plans of the regional director. And yung ating regional director, hindi siya bago about our social media platforms, the use of, meron na tayong virtual community na tinatawag. Hindi bago yan sa kanya because he was also the spokesperson of the PNP. So naiintindihan niya yung importansya kung paano natin ipapakita yung trabaho ng ating mga kapulisan virtually, that people should be able to see and feel the presence of the police on the virtual platform bilang pagpapakita kung ano ba talaga yung mga ginagawa ng ating mga kapulisan, na may ginagawa talaga tayong mga kapulisan. Importante na malaman ng mga kababayan natin kung ano yung mga online platform namin na pwede nilang gamitin for emergency purposes, or kung paano nila matatawagin yung mga kapulisan natin, paano sila makakapag-gamit ng button for emergency kung kailangan nila ng response. So yun yung gusto namin palakasin sa Arcad, bilang sa amin naman talaga yung trabaho na yon, palakasin pa namin yon, because these programs already exist with my predecessors, at gusto ko lang na ituloy yon. There are things that you do not change because we do not change things when it's not broken. When it's
Correct,
good, we need to continue. Importante po kasi sa akin yung consistency and sustainability of programs that is already existing, na ginagawa na ng predecessors ko before I came in as the new Arcad. One of the things that I've really seen na importante, palakasin pa natin yung emergency button. I just represented the regional director sa AmCham, sa American Chamber of Commerce. And dun sa audience, medyo konti yung nakakaalam na meron tayong ganung emergency button that you can just push in your phone kung emergency, at mahahanap ka ng police namin kahit wala kang internet. So, for me, it's a very good app that people should know, and it also is alongside the campaign of the Chief PNP, kasi sabi niya, dapat hindi nyo na kami makita sa outpost, dapat dyan kami sa telepono ninyo. So, isang pindot nyo lang, dapat makaresponde yung police ninyo. And that is also alongside with the command of our commander-in-chief to be able to feel the presence of the police along the streets in anywhere in the country. And yan yung isang maganda na programa na dapat tutukan namin at ituloy namin sa Arcad. Internally, I would like to help our commanders better communicate sa ating mga kababayan. Alam niyo po, one of the weak points ng ating kapulisan is communication. Sometimes we choose to be quiet and just work than communicate ourselves with the way we want with our communities. And I believe it's very important na
Communicate through patungo sa community,
Yes,
or
sa
communicate through sa media. Kasi yung problema din natin sa mga pulis,
both. Both. Sasabihin ko to all our stakeholders. Hindi lang sa media, kundi sa barangay chairman, sa mayor,
kasi yung mga ibang mga chief of police matatakot sa media.
Sa kahit sinong stakeholder natin, even janitors, street sweepers, dapat nakakausap nila police natin. People should be able to say good morning and come to you instead of walking away pag nakakita na naka-uniform. Yun po yung gusto sana natin na suportahan at itulong sa ating mga, internally sa amin sa kapulisan. And bilang aral ako sa ating RD bilang spokesperson, I was also spokesperson. I think it's very important that over time, most of our police officers should be able to develop that skill, to be able to communicate para po mas ma-bridge pa namin yung gap na, kasi yun ang kulang po when the police and the stakeholders do not speak, hindi tayo magkaintindihan. At dun po pumapasok yung part where the President has raised na, sabi po ng marami na, sinasabi daw ng PNP na sinasabi namin na bumababa yung krimen, maganda po yung data, pero parang hindi nararamdaman ng community.
Correct.
It's because of the lack of communication na hindi namin masyadong naipapaintindi. Paano ba? Bakit ba? Paano namin nasasabi na bumababa yung krimen? When in fact, ours is facts and figures. Ibig po sabihin, hindi po namin pwedeng baguhin yan. Totoo po yan na facts and figures. So yun po yung gusto
Makita yung
namin
siras.
maitulong. Yes. Gusto po namin maintindihan yun ng stakeholders natin. So, internally, I would like to support, of course, our RD on that part. Meron din pong magandang programa si RD. We call it the shepherding. And that's the reformatory.
Excuse me, ma'am, no? So, kailangan din yung PNP sumabay din sa modernization, na level. Di ba? Sa technology.
Yes. Kasama po yan. Yan po yung third pillar ni Chief PNP.
Okay.
Yes.
na-evolve ng panahon di ba? Marami ng mga bagong technology din yung mga pulis hindi pa. Kailangan din natin yun yung sabi mo kanina yung platform, di ba?
The capability
Yes,
also.
oo.
So, yun din po yung isang tinitingnan ng ating regional director to look at the capability of our stations, kung paano natin mapapalakas yung platforms natin on social media and technology as well. So, he is looking forward to building a command center, a mobile command center that will be able to provide services sa ating mga kababayan. So yun po yung mga 3 pillars, which is the 3 minutes response time. Meron na po tayo niyan.
Okay.
Na-implement na po yun ng ating RD. Second is the morale and welfare of our police, which is the regional director is currently, natatnan ko na po yung programa. He wants to do a shepherding program, yung tulay sa pagbabago, yun ang tawag na TUPA, parang ship, where yung mga police natin na medyo may pagkukulang o may mga infractions, we give them a 10 days reformation training. Ayun na po yung malapit na nating i-launch. And so yun po yung isa sa magandang tinitingnan at gustong ipagawa ni RD. And of course, together with that is the providing rewards, medals, appropriate medals and recognition to all our police officers who are working really well on the ground. Napakahirap po magtrabaho 12 hours a day. Ang dami po nating huli. Ibig po sabihin maganda rin yung performance ng ating mga police stations on the ground. And it's very important to recognize good work, to inspire and draw strength, na palakasin pa natin. That it's what would inspire our police officers to wake up in the morning and work for another 12 hours. Importante po na i-recognize natin yung kanilang magandang nagagawa sa community. And one of the things also that we would like to do is to strengthen yung ating relationship with stakeholders, media, business, hospitals, and other academe, church, if possible. Alam niyo po, nung naging city director po ako ng Zamboanga, dahil nga po multicultural kami, napakahirap. And we have a huge percentage of Muslim community in Zamboanga, obviously. So kailangan po maintindihan ko kung paano ba kami mag-implement ng policing namin sa Muslim community. And they still follow their tribal rights, which is the Rido. So meron po talagang paano namin i-adapt yung kanilang cultural practice with law enforcement. So, ganun din po yun. We need to be able to make the church, the academe, the community understand the difference on how we would implement law enforcement in each community at kung ano po yung magiging role din ng stakeholders. Ano bang role ng media sa law enforcement? Ano bang role ng hospital, ng business? Meron bang maitutulong ang business sa law enforcement sa peace and order situation or peace campaign? The academe also. So yun po yung gusto kong tingnan to be able to support all the things that our regional director would want to do.
Yung sinabi mo kanina, totoo yan. Yung sabi mo kanina na based sa record, based sa statistics, malaki ang pagbaba ng crime rate, mga crime statistics ninyo. Saka yung mga sa balita ng PRO7, binaba ng 68%, ang PRO7, ang biruan. Pero ang question is, naramdaman ba ng mga tao,
Yes,
no?
opo.
Pero hindi naman, sabi mo kanina, hindi naman na piniki yung mga statistics.
Yes.
Oo naman yun, pero paano nyo magawa na maramdaman ng mga tao na
That's
talagang nangyari ito? Bumaba yung crime statistics natin, yung mga krimen, bumaba talaga. So, paano ito maramdaman ng mga tao?
Well, siguro po, wala pa naman po siguro tayo nakikitang random shooting dito, no? Wala po, no? Ibig sabihin, pwede pong maglakad ang mga bata dito.
Kasi
pwede
yan
pong maglakad
yun din ang sinabi ni
Yes.
Claire Castro sa interview na isolated yan kasi yung lumabas ako sa bahay namin sa subdivision namin, wala namang binaril, wala namang snatching. Pero
Well, I believe when there's economic growth, when people are able to enjoy the streets of the whole province, or in fact the whole region of Region 7, when people are free to do what they want to do, they're able to exercise their political rights without intimidation. Obviously it happened here in the province of Cebu, when people are able to enjoy tourism and economic growth in each of the cities. I believe that it's already a reflection of peace and order. Ang kailangan lang po namin, sabi ko nga po, I think sa part po namin, kailangan pa po namin maging present, virtually and all the platforms. And we need to be able to communicate this accomplishment sa lahat ng stakeholders to make them understand and explain to them paano, ganito po kasi yan, ito po yun. When students are able to go to school without worry of being snatched, it's a reflection of peace and order. parents do not worry at night na kahit late umuwi yung anak nila, na makakauwi sila ng safe, that's already a reflection of peace and order. So I believe that the peace and order of the province has to be understood wholly on how the economic growth is happening in the province. And obviously, Region 7 is one of the most, if not one of the most progressive areas in the country. At dahil po yan sa seguridad na ibibigay ng ating, hindi lang ng ating kapulisan, but of all the uniformed services working together to make sure that the region is rendered safe. Hindi lang naman po kami ang may trabaho ng security. Meron po tayong armed forces, jail, fire, NBI, PIDEA, all of us combined. The things that we enjoy, the economic progress that we enjoy around the region is a reflection of the work of the law enforcement. Otherwise po, everything will be in chaos. Of course, coupled with the support of the LCS and LGUs natin. So hindi lang naman po kami talaga ang nagtatrabaho niyan. I believe it's wrong to say na kaya peaceful yung city dahil ang galing ng Region 7. Mali din po yun. I believe that it's a work combined of all of us, including the community, the cooperation that they provide the police, the reports that they make pag may mga nangyayari na binibigyan nila sa atin yung information for us to be able to identify a drug pusher in a community. That in itself is already a community, the community and the police working together. So, kailangan po maintindihan natin lahat na hindi po, it's not about in fact the percentage or the numbers. It's about the feel and the places where we stay. Nakikita na sa pamilya natin, nakakauwi tayo ng tama, maayos, tahimik. Pag weekends tayo sa mga tourist areas natin na maayos, walang gulo na nangyayari sa atin. That is a reflection of the work that we do. And I hope that when we start communicating all these things to all the stakeholders at large, they should at least be able to understand na yun pala yung context ng peace and order. Hindi lang pala with the numbers and the arrests that we make, but also the effect on each arrest that we make. Every time we arrest one drug pusher, the effect is that another child is safe or another student is safe to be able to walk along the streets of Cebu. Yun po siguro yung dapat mas maintindihan natin. So yun din po yung gusto naming ipaliwanag. By providing these numbers, we make sure na we are very transparent on the accomplishment of our police, and at the same time, by also being transparent that we also have police officers na kailangan naming idisiplina is also part of ensuring that our organization, the police in Region 7, are toe the line. We make sure that no police officer is on the other side of the fence, kumbaga. So, para po masigurado namin na lahat ng pulis natin kakampi ng ating mga komunidad.
Ito yung tinatawag nila na internal cleansing.
Yes, opo.
So,
we reward, but we also punish. Ganun naman po dapat. Balanse lang po dapat. And I strongly believe that during the incumbency and now, the RD during his time, wala pa po tayo nakikita na nagiging problema or naging problema natin sa mga kapulisan natin. It's very important na i-acknowledge natin yun because we need the confidence and the trust of the public by making sure that they see that their police are disciplined and are trustworthy enough na i-approach nila anytime that they need help from the uniformed police or at least from any police officer walking along the streets sa komunidad natin dito sa region.
Pero kailangan kasi yung sinabi mo kanina, yung police hindi nasa outpost dito, nasa sa ating sa ating technology. Pero kailangan pa din yung police presence talaga sa area kasi kung makita mo na mayroong mga police presence diyan, so talagang
Yes,
safe
of course.
tayo, di ba?
Kasi ang sabi naman po ng ating Chief PNP, magpapatrol tayo 8 hours, nakatayo tayo, maglalakad tayo. Nung 2000 po, ganun kami. Sa Pasay po ako naka-assign nun. Yung square po ng area ko, memorize ko na po yung corner 1, 2, 3, 4, anong mga hotel na nandito, kausap ko na po yung mga gwardiya. So, I believe yun po yung gustong gawin ng ating PNP, that our police would walk around their beats. Sabi nga po niya, kung saan kayo abutan ng lunch, kung abutan kayo 7-Eleven, doon na kayo kumain, maglakad ulit kayo hanggang yung 8 hours mo tapos na. But that 8 hours, the police will stay alert, hindi tulog. And yung sinasabi po natin na nasa telepono, kasi nga, kung ikaw, nasa isang area ka na, tingin mo, hindi ka comfortable sa seguridad mo, pwede mong pindutin yung button at nandyan kami. And that's the 3 minutes response time of the Chief PNP. So we hope to be able to strengthen that here. At magagawa din namin yan with the cooperation also of the community. Hindi lang yung police yung gagawa po eh. Mangyayari lang po yun with the cooperation also of the communities at large.
Hindi lang ako sure no kung sino yung PNP chief dati, but sabi isa sa mga gusto niya yung makita ang pulis, makausap at saka maramdaman, no?
Yes.
Hindi lang yung pulis na no, di ba?
Yes, opo. Totoo po yun. Totoo po yun. Kaya nga po yun po yung, kaya ko po sinasabi yung communication skill.
Oh.
Kasi ang tao naman mararamdaman mo when you're able to talk to them, di po ba? When you're able to, kung magsasalubong kayo, Sir, good morning, o kumusta po kayo? Dapat po ganun yung relationship ng pulis sa community natin.
So
Eh.
i-train mo sila. Yun ang task mo ngayon.
Yes, opo. Alam niyo po, it's easier said than done, no?
Oh.
Kasi nga po with the nature of our job, minsan yung mga kapulisan natin, parang mas gusto talaga nila in action sila, trabaho sila, tahimik sila.
Hindi na
ganun.
ipatakot yung mga pulis. Pulo, mayroong pulis
Yes.
dito.
Oo, dapat po hindi na gano'n. At hindi na panakot yung
Oh,
pulis,
di ba?
no? Opo, dapat po pag may pulis, makakita ang bata ng pulis, matuwa siya na nakakita siya ng pulis dahil ibig sabihin mas safe siya na nandyan yung pulis. So, kailangan po yun siguro yung aming i-upskill sa ating mga kapulisan na they should be able to really communicate with our community by really talking. Alam niyo po, when I did my studies in transnational crime, one of the things that was new then in 2008 was yung telepono, no? And my professor was from Microsoft, he was from MI6, and he was really good. At nung inaaral namin at the end of my term, sa thesis ko kasi, tinanong niya ako kung, what do you think about technology? Kasi inaaral ko man po ng isang buong taon. Sabi ko, alam niyo po, I'm very thankful that this technology was created, the internet. Sabi niya, what do you think about the internet? Sabi niya, natutuwa ako na nagkaroon ng internet. Kasi we find people, across our lives, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, pwede ka na mag-Facebook. You are able to reunite, with people that you have not spoken for 15 years, 10 years, classmates mo nung high school, kaibigan mo sa US, kahit anywhere in the world.
Pinaliit yung
I can
mundo.
say hi to my friend in Ecuador anytime I want, no? So sabi ko, I'm very thankful that the internet was created because it connected people. But I also said, in my end of my statement, but it also has divided humanity. Yun po yung sinasabi ko. So, ibig ko po sabihin, oo, nakakapag-text tayo, nakakapag-send tayo ng message, pero I believe importante po sa ating mga kapulisan na ibalik nila yung kasi ang mga dati pong pulis natin magagaling makipag-usap po eh. I was raised by a PC. My father was a member of the Philippine Constabulary, and he was really good with how he's able to build communication sa mga kababayan, sa mga komunidad.
Wala pang cellphone
Wala
noon,
pong
pang text,
cellphone
oh.
noon. Magaling po talagang yung information, makikipagkwentuhan lang po yung tatay ko sa elders.
Kuha
sa
na niya yung mga...
Opo. So, naniniwala ako na isa yan sa isang napakagandang skill ng pulis noon.
Na nawala ngayon.
Yes, and I when I went to the field, one of my field work, PCP commander po ako ng Pasay, napunta po ako ng Manila Police District, one of the best police officers in the country, as said by many past leaders. And ang gagaling po nilang makipag-usap yung mga tawag natin na antigong pulis. Ang galing nilang makipagkwentuhan, ang galing po nilang gumawa ng kaibigan mo para lang makakuha ka ng impormasyon. And this new generation of police officers, this is the generation gap. Kasi nga po, hindi naman natin pwedeng isisi because this is a new generation of police officers.
Correct,
They're
correct.
born with technology, so they have the luxury of being able to find
Pero pinagsama yung
information.
dalawa.
Yes. So, it's the luxury of nasaan ba ako? Pwede ka na mag-waste, hindi mo na kailangan magtanong sa pulis. Dati po kasi pag wala kang direction, maghanap ka ng pulis para tulungan ka. Ngayon, mag-waste ka na lang. So, nagkaroon din po talaga ng gap. So, yun po yung kailangan tingnan natin where our police should communicate, person to person. Hindi na po sa text lang. So, yun po yung kailangan siguro natin pang i-build para mas maramdaman ng mga kababayan natin na nandyan talaga yung police
Na-experience
nila
yung
para sa atin.
pag mayroon kayong meeting sa mga pulis, wala na kayong kausap. Puro na lang kayo text.
Virtual na po.
Bihira na lang yung mga mag-usap dahil
Yes, sir.
puro sa cellphone na lang, di ba?
In fact, yung command conference na nga po natin,
Zoom na.
virtual na lang, Zoom na lang.
Oh.
Hindi po ba? Hindi kagaya noon, talagang pupunta ka, makikipag-usap ka face-to-face. Iba po kasi yung, every leader we have to humanize leadership. We have to humanize leadership. It's very important for our commanders to set their feet on the ground, talk to the mayors, talk to the barangay chairman, talk to the principal, hindi ka magte-text lang, ma'am, ganito po kasi. So, hindi na po kayo nagkikita. And that bridges, yan po yung nagkikreate ng gap. So, I believe it's, for our work as police officers, hindi naman po kami corporate. So, it's very important that we connect
So ibalik
people
talaga
to
yun.
people. Yes, I believe so. Opo.
Mhm.
I believe. Baka po kasi pag hindi natin ginawa yun, baka hindi po gumana yung 3 minutes response time natin. Baka po kasi hindi maniwala yung mga tao na 3 minutes nandyan na kami. Kasi nga, technology eh. So, we bridge technology, we bridge the gap of technology by human skills. And yun lang po talaga yung nakikita kong susi. That we should be able to talk to each other. Di po ba, communication gap can start a war. Di po
Correct.
ba?
Kahit sa family, di ba? Mayroon-
Exactly. opo. Kaya nga po parang pamilya lang po yan. Kami po, sa pamilya namin, pagka nasa pagkainan na po kami, when they're in the table, we have a rule that we do not use our phone. Nakaset aside yung phone para yun lang po yung panahon na mag-usap kami magkakapatid at kasama po yung tatay namin. So pag merong nakahawak ng telepono na pamangkin namin na new generation, kasi nga, bagong henerasyon sila, sasabihin namin, can you put down your phone so that we can, talk to you because hindi ka na namin nakakausap. Sabi namin sa mga pamangkin namin. And it's pareho lang. In any organization, especially for us that our work is public service, yun po yung pinaka-importante sa public service. Kailangan mo makipag-usap. Kung hindi ka marunong makipag-usap, hindi ka mananalo. Di po ba? In anything that you want to fight for, in anything that you would want to share or implement, hindi ka mananalo pag hindi ka marunong makipag-usap.
Nindot pa ta kayong ipadayon, no? Continue na to ang program. Isa mahuman pa siguro tag alas 5. Di kita mapulaan na ni. Sa pag until 5 ta digid mahurot ni lang, ma'am. Kay perti magid mo. No, mo tabi, mo explain. Gwapo kayo. Nasaan man wala man tayo oras, 1 hour na. No? I think kuan siguro kanang other program na sad nato, no? Ipilang episode mobali atong pabalikon gyapon si Ma'am, balik ka dito, ma'am.
Of
Para
course,
mag
opo.
istorya gihapon ta.
Of course, maraming. It would be a privilege po.
Okay.
It would be a privilege.
Ma'am, imong parting statement para sa to ang mga viewers.
Una po sa lahat, syempre sir, maraming salamat sa partnership natin over the years at sana po ituloy nyo yung partnership natin for the many years to come and sa ating pong lahat na ating mga kababayan na nakikinig. Muli po, maayong hapon sa inyong tanan. Sana po ay makibahagi at makialam kayo sa lahat ng programa ng Region 7 para po tulong-tulong tayo na siguraduhin na ma-maintain natin at mapalakas pa natin yung kapayapaan na nai-enjoy po natin dito sa Region 7. Bago po ako magpaalam, sa ngalan po ng Arcad family at lahat ng bumubuo ng Police Regional Office 7, binabati po namin ng advance happy birthday ang aming Regional Director, Police Brigadier General Redrico Maranan. He is turning 52, I believe. One of the youngest members of the PNPA Patnubay class of 1995. Happy birthday, sir. We wish you good health and the wisdom. So for you to continue leading Region 7 to a better and a stronger police force for the safety and security of Region 7.
Sige. So, mo toy wala ka to mga kuan gusto nating kapulisan, ligtas ka. Ana.
Siyempre, sa bagong Pilipinas, sa bagong Pilipinas, ang gusto ng pulis ay ligtas ka.
Yan, no?
At sa pamumuno po ni General Maranan, meron po siyang sariling mantra, no? At kanina sabi ko dun kay Aw, baka mamaya magkamali ako dun sa sa Tagalog ko. Okay? Igorota man ako, sir. I'm full-blooded Igorota, so I'm a bit medyo mahina po talaga yung Tagalog ko. But I wanted to make sure that I say it right. Sa mantra po ng ating regional director, at yan po yung gusto naming palakasin ngayon sa Region 7. Ang sabi po niya, ang makabagong pulis sa makabagong panahon ay respetado ang mamamayan at disiplinado ang kapulisan. Sa ngalan po ng Region 7, si Police Brigadier General Redrico Maranan, maraming salamat po sa pag-imbita sa amin ngayong hapon na ito. At sana po ituloy natin itong partnership natin na ito.
Okay, so thank you, ma'am, no? Colonel Molitas, maraming salamat. Alam na itong nawahi sa pagtanaw, doon na tayo replay ugma alas 9 hanggang alas 10 sa gabi. O katos ang gusto nang mo review, no, sa ito ang program karon, pwede ninyong review sa to ang FB Live sa PRO7, ingon man diri po sa to sa CCTN Channel 47. So, untay kong oras, nga usab sa ko ang partner na si Lieutenant Colonel Maria Aurora Lagari Rayos. Dang salamat o gamayng hapon kanatong tanan.
Next to God, next to God.